better.
Yeah. So Melissa, how's your day so
Nice.
far?
It's pretty good. I just came back from a bike ride. I'm still sweating a bit. How are you?
I'm doing well, Melissa. Thank you for asking. So, Melissa, on October 29, you are planning to release your third album, Chapter 2 Legacy. So, can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production behind this album?
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure we can say it's the third album because we released our first album last year and then this an acoustic version of it. So I would technically say it's the second one.
Yeah.
We've been writing. We started about a little bit more than a year ago now to write this album, and this time we decided not to involve any producer and just work with the 4 band members. We've been exchanging demos and working together on every single song. So everyone participated to the songwriting of every song, and then we booked the studio and started the real work. Yeah. And worked also with our friend Elias from Dragonland, maybe you know, and with Jacob Hansen, and and we're super happy with the result.
Sounds great. Sounds great. And is it a continuation to the first album, Chapter 1, Monarch?
No, it's not. It's a completely different theme, and also the music evolved a lot because, like I said, this time we didn't work with a producer. It's like 100% the band. Yeah. So it's very, I mean, it's still at Infinitum, of course. You can still hear that it's us, but I think it's our evolution.
Sounds great. Sounds good. Since you're naming it as Chapter 1, Chapter 2, is it going to be like a long book or something like that?
Well, I hope that we do as many chapters as possible. We're on our way to make a lot of albums as long as we love it and as long as we can do it.
Sounds good. And is there any particular concept that is put behind Legacy? Yeah,
actually, just like for Chapter 1, we chose a character of inspiration. And this time it's the fascinating Vlad Dracula, for several reasons, actually, because he's just a fascinating character for so many reasons. For some people, he was a national hero. Yeah. For some people, he was a tyrant. And for a lot of people, when you say Dracula, it's the father of all vampires. So we thought there's a lot to say. He's the perfect character to make an album about.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So how did you get the inspiration from Vlad? So did you guys travel to Transylvania or something like that?
No, actually, we were discussing about a lot of characters, and that's the one that really caught our attention.
Sounds great. And you have released your first single, Unstoppable, from the album. It's an amazing song and video that you guys made. And I really enjoyed it. So can you tell me a bit about the making of the video and the song?
Sure. So the video was made in collaboration with our friend Ralf Leitner. We worked already with him for the 2 first videos of Chapter 1 with Marching on Versailles and See You in Hell, and we just love his work. So we contacted him as soon as we knew that we wanted to make videos, as soon as we started the process of the album, actually. And we discussed, we just wanted some typical action video with fire and something that really presents the second album with power. So we just discussed about location and lights and fire and everything, and the song itself, I mean, it's pretty funny because when we were writing the demos pretty early, we said, oh, this one is going to be a single.
That's great. Sounds great, Melissa. And I know this is a bit early to ask you, but do you guys have any plans on the release date?
On what, sorry?
On the date of the release of the album. Do you have any plans on that particular date?
Oh, we have a concert, actually. We have a release concert in Switzerland at Z7 in Praten. And we cannot wait. We are playing with our friends from Illumishade. and also it's my home country. I mean, I grew up there, so it's pretty great to get to release the album and play there the same day.
Yeah, sounds great, Melissa. And Melissa, you are also working simultaneously on an amazing band called The Dark Side of the Moon, a great band, I would say. So how the working is been happening with that band, and how are you feeling working along with those guys?
Well, it's amazing. We are doing this great project of transforming the most famous or classical songs of cinematography or video games of series, and it's exciting because people know the original songs, and it's challenging. It's also, people have expectations now because obviously we cannot mess with their favorite song.
Yeah.
But it's also very exciting because it's also songs that we've known for a long time and that we just want to pay tribute to and transform into metal. And I mean, working with both guys from Feuerschwanz is very nice, and working with Morten, obviously it's a great pleasure since he's my partner, so it's very nice to do something together.
Sounds good, sounds good. And also you have worked in this particular album with Niles from Amaranth. So how did this collaboration happen, and how did you guys talked about it and made this thing happen?
Well, we talked about it quite a long time ago, because we thought the band, Ad Infinitum thought about making just a standalone single after the release of Chapter 1. And instead, we did an entire acoustic album. So we just kind of forgot about the idea of making standalone singles, because then right after we started to work on the second album, but we kept the idea of working with Niles for one of the songs. And yeah, he has an amazing voice and he's a great person. So it was a no-brainer that we would just keep this idea and make it happen somehow for the second album.
Sounds great. And talking about you started, music came into your life way back when you were 6 years old, and you were in your church choir and slowly started getting into bands and started creating your own music and your own way of making music. So how has the journey been for you so far?
It's been a funny journey. I started in the choir, and then I was kind of told that, you have to get a real job and do music next to it. And so I kind of accepted this. And then at some point I realized, no, I want music to be my real job. So it's been a long road until, where I am today. And it's been a lot of hard work and of learning by doing and by experiencing, by learning from people who have more experience. Yeah, it's been very interesting, and now I'm very excited because with Ad Infinitum we're in this band where everyone is a professional musician, and we all had different educations and paths and way to get there, but now we're all working together with all different life experiences, and it's just amazing.
And would you like to share some of the great moments that you had over the years?
Of course. I think the strongest moment has been very recently when we played with Ad Infinitum for the first time on stage in front of people, because you work on this project for many years and you're supposed to go live, and then the tour gets canceled, and then there's another tour which gets canceled, and it's kind of a rough 1.5 year where you make projects and they didn't really happen, so you kind of make plan Bs and make some stuff online. And then finally after this, it's happening, after a long 1.5 year of pandemic and lockdown and everything, we got on stage finally and we played in front of people, and it was such a magical moment that I think this is one of my best, easily in top 3, if not number 1 moments of my career. And of course there's been a lot of great times on tour, it's hard to pick my favorites because there's been a lot of nice experiences.
Thank you for sharing, Melissa. And Melissa, this is going to be a silly question. I'm a bit curious to ask you this. Why do you keep your men always on bird's mask?
Sorry?
With the bird's beak and all the stuff, the guys on the tour and on the video. So why is that?
Actually, when we're on stage, they don't keep the mask the whole time. They have the mask at the beginning of the show, but they remove them afterwards. And the next, no, not the next video, the next video we will release, they will be unmasked. We decided at the beginning of the band that we wanted to make a strong image with something that people would recognize right away. So we thought about the costumes, obviously, and then we thought, yeah, why not having some masks as well? And I think it's been well received, mostly because now people know, oh, it's the guys with the birds mask, and I've seen a lot of interesting reaction videos, or especially with Unstoppable, where they're like, oh, they changed their mask. Yeah, they are from one bird to another. So it's interesting.
Interesting. And Melissa, I know the musical journey has been nice for you, and you have done a lot of great things over the years. So have you feel that you have fulfilled your dreams, or still you have more to achieve?
I feel very lucky and grateful, and also now, sorry, now that all this has happened, you have to keep going and to keep the the hard work and okay, now we've been able to achieve a lot of nice things, but it doesn't mean that you can now rest and do nothing. It's you just have to keep working hard if you want to stay there or go higher. And for us, it's just the beginning of our career, and of course we're like, it's crazy, like the response from people and the support we get. We're so grateful and so amazed, because we started this adventure with we tried not to have too many expectations and see what was coming, and now we were like, there's so many people following us, supporting us, commenting our music, sharing our music, listening to what we're doing, and it's amazing. And at the same time, it's a little bit scary, because you have to, now we have to keep that standard somehow, and to just standard of work, I mean, and of quality of work, and yeah, to keep going. So we'll see where it goes. It's exciting.
Sounds good. And do you have a dream country that you want to go and play and perform for the people over there?
Oh, we would like to go everywhere, obviously, and I feel bad about saying one country, because there's obviously all of them, but one country that I've always wanted to, I've always, no, there's two countries where I thought, oh, this is going to be very interesting. I have some friends who played in Japan, and who had the most amazing time there, also because they were visiting places, and because they've been welcomed so warmly. And okay, there's three places. Also the US, because we have a lot of people following us from there and supporting us, and also South America, because I've heard and seen, I've heard that the people going to the concerts, and I've seen some videos, are just very crazy, if I must say, but in a good way. So it's a party apparently when you play there. So the top three places that I would like to experience as soon as possible.
Sounds great, Melissa. And Melissa, finally, what would be the message from you to your fans?
Well, just to say thank you so much for supporting us, especially in the middle of this pandemic, because it's been hard for everyone. So it's been so amazing to see all the support from people, and to see, people really helped us spreading our music, because it's one thing to share it ourselves on our pages, etc., but we've really seen that we had so many people behind us to help us spread our music and get the bands known. So yeah, basically what I have to say is a big thank you.
And Melissa, thank you so much for giving me your time today for this interview. And thank you so much for making and giving amazing music to the musical fraternity around the world. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
And you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah,
Thank you
bye.
for having me.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.